Ah, hello there. Step into my office. I bet you didn't expect this kind of review out of me, but I did say for Halloween I would be making multiple videos throughout the month to celebrate one of my favorite holidays. But I also figured this would be the best time to expand my reviews beyond just Pony. Yes, I know I've reviewed Spongebob before with Ava's reviews, but this is the first non-Pony review that's going on my channel. And naturally, Spongebob was one of, if not my absolute favorite cartoon as a kid, especially since it first aired only a few months before I started kindergarten. And the episode Scaredy Pants was also one of my favorite episodes of Spongebob and one of my favorite Halloween specials of all time. However, is it still as funny as I remember it? I couldn't think of a better time to take a crack at expanding my review horizons, so turn out the lights, lock your doors, bar your windows, and dig into your candy. We're gonna find out who lives in a haunted pineapple under the sea with SpongeBob's very first holiday episode, Scaredy Pants. Well, just as I remember it, this episode is about as classic a SpongeBob episode as you can get. For one, it's a season 1 episode, so it still utilizes the traditional cell animation that has a really distinct charm to it versus the digital hand-drawn animation that's been used since season 2. Plus, there are so many great gags littered throughout the episode, especially at the start where they keep coming one after another thanks to the episode's really fluid pacing. You got the spider dropping down wearing scuba gear, Mr. Krabs actually carrying a campfire into the scene to tell SpongeBob the story of the Flying Dutchman, the numerous ways SpongeBob keeps getting scared, which actually helps keep the joke from growing stale, and to the point he even scares himself and he decides that it's his turn to frighten others. And even throughout the rest of the episode, the jokes just keep on coming. I particularly like the subtle gag of Patrick using a chunk of SpongeBob he just shaved off to dab his forehead, which is pretty morbid when you think about it. And Sandy's pet goldfish costume confusing Squidward was great too, which, fun fact, is also the first time they've ever interacted on the show. And when I say classic, I also mean the way Patrick is portrayed. Look, I know it's been discussed to death about how much Patrick became a jerk in the later seasons, and I won't dive into that here, but I just really enjoyed not just Patrick selflessly willing to help out his buddies scare others, but the fact that he doesn't actually screw anything up. Normally his help would be hindered by his lower intelligence, but it would be for a quick gag that, by cartoon logic, actually would help out in the end. Here, his lower intelligence barely pops up, and only twice from what I can remember. When he proclaims he has no idea who he is after SpongeBob is shaven, and at the end for the twist, which I'll get to later. The fact that SpongeBob's efforts at the Krusty Krab to scare others was hindered wasn't of his doing. It was a planned gag by a jellyfish, which is actually a really clever joke that leads into SpongeBob's ruse being uncovered. And the reveal of the real Flying Dutchman! With an entrance too cool for WWE, the Flying Dutchman makes his first physical appearance in SpongeBob. Don't forget, he was shown before, but just in a comic book a few episodes before in Squidward the Unfriendly Ghost. Fun trivia aside, I really enjoy his character, and Brian Doyle Murray's distinct voice really helps sell the Flying Dutchman. He's got that nice gravelly tone to his voice that can sound scary when he's shouting, but at the same time you can tell the Dutchman has a lot of fun being scary, more specifically with his goofy evil laugh. You just really gotta love someone who enjoys their job of being evil or scary, kind of like Hades from Hercules. Plus, it's easy to tell that Brian Doyle Murray loves to play around with his character, which makes him all the more entertaining. Scaredy Pants as a whole may have been centered around being comedic, as most SpongeBob episodes are, but I really enjoyed the basic plot of SpongeBob trying his best to be scary and to not be referred to as Scaredy Pants anymore. The episode really holds no lesson, but I did like the fact that he had a goal of trying to be scary for once on Halloween, and even though it took him a few attempts with great help from Patrick to achieve it, it's a nice relatable goal and I find myself rooting for SpongeBob to get a good scare in on everyone, even though he succeeded in a pretty hilarious twist ending.
Hey, what do you know? I scared him! Ah!
Oh, come on guys, that wasn't so scary. He actually looks pretty cool. Okay, that was pretty scary. Good one. So, all in all, Scaredy Pants still holds up even after 18 years later. Gee, thanks for making me feel old, SpongeBob. This is what I think of when I think of classic SpongeBob. An episode with nice fluid pacing and rapid fire and even some layered jokes. All of the characters are likable, and the Flying Dutchman was a great addition to the cast as a recurring character. The traditional cell animation is great and has that really nice charm to it, and it was interesting to see an episode that takes place entirely at night. Scaredy Pants is a definite green flag episode and still is one of my favorite Halloween specials ever. But what did you think of Scaredy Pants? Let me know down in the comments below, and thank you for watching. I'm MrLeftTurn. I'll see you when I get back from the track. Only one thing left to review for Halloween. I think I'm gonna need a little help with this one. But who can I get that's cynical enough and can give me a good counter to my style of reviewing? Someone I've never worked with before. I know.